This is Mason coming to you once again for another video today. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. I certainly am. Nice and sunny outside today. And yeah, another video coming up. This time we're going to be talking about someone that's really close to me and my family personally, and that's the depression, mental illness and mental well-being that affects everyone in the world pretty much. So yeah, I just thought I'd like to have a little chat about that, see what everyone's thoughts are. So yeah, stats are, as you can see, are pretty big with this condition. In Australia, we have 1 in 16 young Australians here, this is from Beyond Blue Stats here, is currently experiencing depression. So 6.3%, according to these stats, of Australians aged between 16 and 24 have experienced a mental health disorder in the last 12 months. And 1 in 6 young Australians is currently experiencing this anxiety condition. So, with today's, fast, busy world, technology and all that sort of stuff, these are quite, it's quite high, for the world the way it is today. And for the world, we have 16 million adults had at least one major depressive episode in 2012, so that's 6.9% of the population. So yeah, again, really high stats. I'm sure in the old days a lot of people experienced this well, but since we've had technology and all this other stuff coming in, it's really given the true nature of how this condition affects so many people around the world. So really, when you think about it, people, it's also, there's a lot of ways that people can get it. It's the hectic life schedule they have, it's upbringing is another one. I think upbringing's certainly a family, and stability of the family plays a big part into people's mental well-being, state of mind. So I think also our education, like your social life, also plays a big part in how depression works as a whole. And then it comes also stuff under job stress. People are working more hours now, more than ever. So when you think about it, that stress and anxiety is the focal point, which can lead to depression, especially if things go downhill and all those sort of subjects I've just touched on. So the impacts, you're thinking about, not wanting to do anything. You just feel like life's against you all the time. You just feel like that the world is it's just crushing. It's just a feeling where you feel like you just can't get on top of anything with your life. You feel like everyone's against you or everything in the world, and it affects how you are socially, physically, mentally, just doing everyday tasks. And it's just crippling for all those people, men and women around the world. Affects how you go about your life, your day-to-day activities and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, obviously impacts the things that can also lead to is even further things like severe depression. You got postnatal depression for women that have had children. So different acts. Then you got like manic depressiveness, which is coincide with other stuff like with bipolar, schizophrenia, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it's just really over the years we've seen how it's sort of developed as a whole, and getting more more traction in all these sub issues for the mental state of mind. So definitely leading cause of disability around the world. Just another fact about myself, I'm a subject, I work in the disability sector, so I'm mainly physical disability, but there's quite a few mental disabilities as well, and it astounds me how often you see the mental side, attuned to the physical side, and how they both work together very, very close in hand. But yeah, so, and then you got medication, all these different sort of trials and techniques and solutions that psychologists, psychiatrists and doctors, try to put on people. We need to think about, what's the best solution, the best solution for people that suffer from these things. Obviously, in my opinion, the closest thing I feel is that they need to talk to someone who's obviously of a close family member, you know, like anyone who they got with family, someone who sort of knows what they've gone through is the best person to chat to, or just coming up, I think, with solutions like doctors with just medications and we'll stick you on this tablet, you know, like, you know, your Seroquels and effects, all those sort of mainstream antidepressants. Personally, with because my brother suffers a lot, real bad depression, bipolar, it hasn't worked, and I think everyone has different, you know, effects to those different medications. So yeah, it can be hit and miss. I think the people that I've known personally, I think it's really been hit and miss how medication works, especially the types of dosages, increasing, decreasing. It just depends on the person. I think it depends on how their brain attunes to that medication, whatever it is. You know, it's really, I like to know the stats of all these hits and misses, whether it's successful or not for some of these real mainstream medication you see with the antidepressants. So yeah, but again, solution, you know, you can't fix people if they've got this thing. You know, you can come up with, you know, like what I do is with my family, my brothers and people at work, is just show them some empathy, sympathy, but also try to come up with, like, you know, solution based results, trying to come up with something that they may like to talk about, their interests. They all have interests and hobbies still, no matter what sort of issue they've got. Just try to, you know, bring up something that they like, and, you know, like it can work. It can work, you know, it can work. So, you know, as I said, like my brother, he suffers, my older brother, he suffers from from depression, anxiety, bipolar, maybe even a bit of schizophrenia, but you know, hasn't been properly diagnosed. But throughout all my life, it's been a challenge, a struggle at times. But I feel that, you know, we've gone through some real good patches as well, and been able to come through with some really good solutions, and able to say that you're only here once. Why don't you make the most of your life? You know, because you don't know what's going to happen. That's why I just say take it day by day, because you just don't know what's going to happen. So, you know, it's been a real struggle, but it's also, we've come up with it's been some really good days and missed all those bad days. So anyway, I'd like all you guys to give me your thoughts or your stories down below in the comments or wherever. If you have any stories about any struggles or any mental illnesses or disabilities you've gone through, or bad times in your life, and whether it's good or bad outcome, or you're still coming up with any solutions, or things have been able to get better for you, feel free to comment. So let me know your stories, guys. And yeah, this is a subject that I personally would like to bring up now and then, you know, as things transpire over the course of this year. So you know, as it's really close to me personally, myself, I don't really suffer from any depression or anything like that. I'm quite in control of my emotions. I mean, obviously I have bad days where the stress and anxiety get to me. Usually I'm able to quickly sort of, you know, move on, let's say, not forget but move on, and I don't suffer the symptoms, that the official symptoms of what depression is. And usually have to be a really, really big event or something really bad for me to go through that. That's why I'd like to try and help people, you know, suffer these different conditions. So that's all for today. And yeah, as I said, let me know down in the comments of any stories or any problems that are going on. And yeah, stay tuned. I got some more videos coming up, some different stuff soon. Talk about some other stuff I'm interested in talking about. So we'll do that next couple of days. So hope everyone has a good day, and I'll see you very soon, YouTube.